to today's Value Talk. Value Talk, as you know, is an advisory platform for advice related to finance, real estate, allied real estate services, mortgage, career and jobs, transition advisory for armed forces officers, education, including study abroad, and such services. It's co-founded by myself, that is Colonel Manish Kochhar, Captain Vipul Choudhary, and Major Jayesh Varma Shaurya Chakra, fondly known as Rambo in our circle. And today we have a very power-packed session on another value talk that is related to uh, career opportunities in Africa, uh, basically decoding Africa as the workspace. For this, we have invited HR leader from Africa itself, very well-known HR personality in Africa. I was introducing our guest for today, that is Mr. Deepak Garnaik. Deepak ji, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, we can hear you. So Deepak ji, before we proceed, let me first give a brief introduction about you. So Mr. Deepak Garnaik is an HR leader with over 40 years of experience, and he is based out of Nigeria. He basically develops HR concepts, strategy, and designs OD interventions. He has over 4 decades of experience in HR and admin in varied domains like oil and petrochemicals, gas, plastics and packaging, telecom, food and beverages, etc. across Africa and India. He has played a major role as key business partner in growing and restructuring businesses in more than 14 countries in sub-Saharan Africa. So you can well imagine the kind of experience he has. He is a science and law graduate and holds a postgraduate degree from University in Ranchi. He has been bestowed with many awards. He was one of the best 40 leaders in 2014. He has been a panelist and speaker in many HR forums, that is NRAsia, DNB HR Summit, and Green Tech HR Conference, etc. Currently, he heads HR function of Sona Group of Industries, which is a highly diversified conglomerate in Nigeria and Ghana. So this is the kind of experience he carries, and gentlemen, there could have been no better person than Mr. Deepak Garnaik to hold this session. Welcome, Deepak ji.
Thank you.
So Deepak ji, before we begin,
Yeah.
Can you just tell us what took you to Africa, and you have been in Africa for so long. So what kept you there?
See, okay, let me walk you through my career in brief. You will understand that why and how I came to Africa. You know, after completing my postgraduate in 1981, I started working mostly in hydrocarbon industry in India. I started initially with a refinery in refineries. So what happened basically that I started working in 1981, and I started working in a refinery in Assam. And later on, of course, that refinery was taken over by Indian Oil. Now it's an Indian Oil refinery. So I worked in Indian Oil for about something like 18 years. Then after that, I joined a Navratna company called GAIL India and worked there for 10 years.
Okay.
After working for this about, say, you can say about 25 to 28 years, still I was not having that much of savings potential that I could buy 2 laptops for 2 of my daughters. And that was the kind of savings you do in public sector. And then at the same time, my father comes from Steel Authority of India. My mother also worked in Steel Authority of India. So they all believe that, in a public sector, once you start working, then you retire in a public sector. That is what my father did. He worked in that Steel Authority of India since 1958. And after 60 years, he retired in that same organization. And there was hardly any growth. In terms of finances, in terms of savings, there is hardly any growth. So all those things, no, all those things attracted me to Africa. Okay,
Right.
but then when I came to Africa, that was the time when I was working in Gale India in Bombay. And it so
Okay.
happened that, if my wife was around, she would never let me appear for any interview for a company in Africa. But it so happened that she was at that time, she is from Assam and I am from Orissa. At that time she had traveled to Assam, and then opportunity came. I was interviewed and I was offered, and I accepted. Then after that, there are a lot of argument in the families, my family, her family, that how can you leave a company like Gale, which has pension and security and this and that, and go to work in a company in Africa? That is the time I tried to explain them. See, your capability basically is your employability. So
Right.
see, this works for all of you, that all the audience, that the 40 people that are there here. First thing that you have to think that, yes, if I am capable, I can find a job anywhere. So it may be a public sector. That determines your market value basically. And unless you leave a secured job environment like a public sector and throw yourself into a river where you might not be knowing swimming, then only you will understand your worth. That, okay, am I capable to earn my livelihood in a competitive market environment?
Right.
That is how the first time I decided, took the challenge, and basically the savings potential. And because of the fact that I had that risk taking ability, that I came to Africa. And that was in sometime in 2007. 2007,
And
I
Miss,
came and joined as head of HR for a company called, there is a company called Indorama. They had taken over
yeah,
a
I'm aware
petrochemical
of
plant.
Indorama. Yeah.
Yeah, so they have taken over a plant in Nigeria, a petrochemical plant that was not running and not producing. And there's a time I joined as head of HR there. So after working for 4 years, then I relocated to Kenya, and then there was a telecom infrastructure company where actually they had 15 country operations, and it was sort of a business partnership role. That is where first time I came to understand what is a business partnership role, and first time I came to understand that every leader has a role to play in the profit and loss.
Yes, very true. So, sir,
Yeah.
I will.
So
Sorry,
that
Deepak
is
ji,
basically
please.
to answer your question. That is what drove me to Africa.
So you have touched a very raw nerve, sir. Let me first give you a brief idea about the audience today. Most of the audience is from armed forces background, and they are planning
Okay.
to, either they are already in corporate sector or they are planning to make a transition to corporate sector. And
Okay.
since and salary savings potential, etc. Uh, we all know that savings potential in army and other government services is also not that much, but still it's very good. But
Yeah.
but more is less today. So everybody is looking for jobs abroad also, and that is how we invited you also to give a brief overview of what the job market outside is like. So, and I would also like to tell you, sir, that our audience is a mixed audience. In army we have various branches. We have the uh, combat arms, the support combat arms, and we have the administrative arms. We have the supply chain. We have the inventory management wings.
Okay.
But overall, the an armed forces officer is a full package. He's polished. He is responsible. He has the values which industry uh, is gives importance to, and he is a go-getter. The armed forces officer. When I'm saying he, it can be a she also. So please, no offense to no this thing to lady officers if there are any. So the armed forces officer is a go-getter, can fit into any role with a little bit of training or handhold.
Okay.
So I just wanted to tell you this. So I would come to the chalk now. there are, a lot of changes taking place in Africa, geopolitical changes and technology advancement. I was in Nigeria in 2014-15, and then again in 16-17. I was in Ghana
Okay.
also. So,
Okay.
so in these 4 or 5 years span only, I saw a lot of technological advances, taking place in these countries. And with this, Nigeria is perceived as a very big market, and you are based out of Nigeria itself. Uh, Keeping all this in mind, how is the job scenario, sir? Is it growing?
Okay. See, let me explain you. See, if you talk about Africa, Africa has something like 58 countries.
Right,
Okay, and then if you talk about, I will only deal about sub-Saharan Africa. There are
right,
there
sir,
are
right, right.
if you look at the population
Map,
of different African countries, say Nigeria has something like 200 million. Okay, whereas Ethiopia has 115 million. Congo has 90 million. And the East African countries, because of the fact that a lot of Indians have settled there, they have something like maybe something around Kenya has something like 150 million. So they have see all that taken together, we have opportunities only, maximum opportunities are existing only in the sub-Saharan Africa, because of the fact that the other countries, like if you talk about the whole of Africa, like Morocco, Egypt, or things like that,
right,
yes, there are certain limited jobs that are available for Indian expatriates. Otherwise, you will find that many of the Europeans, and even for the matter of fact that they welcome Muslims, so you will find many of the even other Muslim country people have shifted to those countries, and it is not dominated by Indians. But if you talk about sub-Saharan Africa, and especially in certain sectors, it is completely dominated by Indians. Okay, so but in the meantime, the last 10 years, if you try to understand that what is the geopolitical changes that have happened in the Africa, then you will be surprised to know that there are hardly any changes in the overall scenario as far as the Africa is concerned. So, but basically, the fact remains that this particular aspect definitely poses a threat to the working community, and especially expatriates. Okay, you are not sure that tomorrow, if the president change. I'm not talking about Nigeria in specific, but in any of the countries like Uganda, it happened once. In so many other countries, it has happened that because of whatever reason, Indians are dominating the manufacturing sector and the industries, and without mostly, there are certain sectors that are, for example, the telecom sector is dominated mostly by South Africans. Okay, and then there is another very important thing when you are talking about job opportunity for specific reference to Indians, is that if you look at the cost of the expatriates on overall basis, you will find that the cheapest expatriates all over the world are from Indonesia or Philippines or from Venezuela. These are the three countries where technical manpower are available below Indians cost. Okay.
okay,
And if you that way see the Indians, the Pakistanis, and some of these kind of developing countries, their expatriates, they cost the same. Their expectation for the salary part remains the same. And then if you gradually go towards towards the Gulf, you'll find that there are many people that are actually shifted from the UK to the Gulf. They are available the next above the Indians. Their cost will be the next, and then finally on top of the cost table, you will find the Europeans. And still, there are sectors like telecom and some other sectors that are dominated. Oil sector, telecom sector, they are all dominated by the Europeans. Okay,
so
then that is another aspect from the job opportunity angle with respect to the Indians.
so
Okay,
sir,
but
what
then
is the so
yes,
what is the uh, I'll come to this particular aspect, job opportunities for Indians.
yeah.
But how big is the Indian diaspora actually? because what I saw in Nigeria and Ghana, I mean, they were Indians. There were many, so many of them,
See,
and
in terms of expatriate community, I'll tell you, I can give you the exact number. Something like in Nigeria, there are about 25,000 Indian expatriates.
right,
Okay, whereas in Ethiopia, see, basically, if in terms of economy and in terms of population, Ethiopia, Egypt is the number two, but Egypt there are hardly any scope. But if you look at the sub-Saharan Africa area, next to Nigeria is Ethiopia, and then Congo, in terms of job opportunities available. And these are the three countries where the technical, you will find that every the person, even the maid in the house is a master in biotechnology. But only thing is that masters in masters in finance will not be able to tell you what is 40% of 400. The standard is like that. Okay.
so,
So
sir,
that
what
is
is
where,
the right? Please go
sorry,
ahead. Please
that is
go ahead,
where
sir.
that is where Indians have the opportunity. That because of our multi-skilling tasks and because of our multi-skilling, we have all multi-skilling, what do you say, capabilities, and we understand business. That is a big advantage. The second big advantage is that if you look at an Indian, he is willing to work 12 hours in a day. I mean, when I'm talking about job opportunity, I'm not talking only from the leadership angle, but I'm talking right from the technician level up to the. See, there are basically three levels. The opportunities are available basically in three levels. One is the technician level, the second one the manager level, third one is the leadership level.
So, sir, we our audience today here, which is there, is
Yeah,
is basically in the leadership level and mid senior level, middle to senior
okay,
level. So I will just set the tone right.
yeah,
We have in today's audience, we have people who have served in the army for 5 to 10 years. That is called short
okay,
service commission. Then there are people
okay,
who have who took early release from army, you know,
okay,
and they have 15 to 20 years of experience. And then there are people in this forum who have more than 20 years of experience, you know,
okay,
and all these people have, at various stages of their life uh, have been looking after a workforce of anything between 200 to 1,000 people working
okay,
under them, So
okay,
that is the kind of, and I will also tell you that an armed forces officer is inherently, he's very adept at handling administration and HR and projects. He's so most of our officers, when they are coming out, when they are making a transition from armed forces to the uh, corporate sector, they upskill themselves either by doing MBA or by doing certifications like project management PMP, or they go
yes,
into technical side like cybersecurity or something related to that, or Lean Sigma, these kind of things. They upskill themselves. So
okay.
keeping all this in mind, Deepakji, we would like to know what are the kind of opportunities available for these people, and also for other Indians as well, not only armed forces, but as open this thing also domain also at the mid senior level. What are the opportunities available, and which
Yeah,
sector they should aim for?
okay. See, when you are trying to understand the opportunity, first of all, you have to understand that who is the employer, who is going to be the employer.
Right,
Okay, so if you look at the African scenario, especially in sub-Saharan Africa, you will find that most of the person that are going to basically the owners are mostly in Africa, Ghana, and all these areas. Most of them will be from the Sindhi community.
right,
Okay. Similarly, if you go towards East Africa, you will find that they are either Gujaratis or Punjabis.
Yes, I understand. I know.
Okay, and then comes the multinationals. So opportunities, availability of opportunity will be in that scale. Maximum
Right,
opportunities will be available with a Sindhi employer.
right,
Next number of vacancies will be available with a Gujarati or a Punjabi employer, and the third lowest will be the third. In terms of the scale will be multinationals.
right.
Okay, there are others, like for example in Nigeria there are Lebanese employers.
Yes, yeah,
Okay, so now when you look at the cultural background that revolves, see, basically the all the organizations, the culture will revolve around the owner,
right.
and these owners are not exactly the same. You will find one gentleman, one owner. He also likes to say, for example, I know a company, the owner goes to watch the World Cup opening and the son goes to watch the World Cup closing. Whereas there are other companies, they would not just like to spend any money on entertainment. So everything depends on the culture of the owner. Okay. So now one thing is there with these owners, that whatever level you are in, even I know groups, even in my group, for example, if I have 10 business heads, the owner himself wants to control the movement, the leave, and the time that the business head works.
Right,
Okay, unlike in a business environment where deliverables should matter, not the time, but here most of the cases you will not find that is the case. They believe that how much time he has put in the workplace rather than what he has delivered.
very true.
So one has to weigh, if someone is looking for a job, especially with I know all the senior people that are there in the audience. This is one thing that will be, to culturally adjust to this kind of a requirement is one of the major issues that will come up when you are looking for employment.
Right,
Okay, then comes the lifestyle or work-life balance issue. Okay, you will find that in a country like Kenya, which is totally different than what is existing in Nigeria. In Nigeria
right.
also, for example, I stay in a place called Sangota, where there is no nothing else other than the village or the township that we have. Whereas if you are staying in VI, there are n number of entertainment opportunities that you can always, you can really keep yourself nicely
Right.
entertained, and life totally is different there.
I'm missing it actually. I'm telling you, Deepak.
Yeah. Okay. Then the other very important thing that also matters is that, when an European comes to work here, that's his second life. He comes here, he marries a 18-year-old girl, and then he has a second life there with her. Okay, it does not happen with most of the Indians. Maybe only 3 or 4% of Indians it can happen. Otherwise, Indians will never do that. Maximum, they can only sort of maybe entertain themselves once in a while, but then they will not go for another marriage, another life, and everything. The second life. So that is another important thing that one must keep in mind when someone is coming to work outside. Okay, then there are places like Congo and Algeria where even you can't move out of the house. So for them, the work-life balance will be that, okay, when you have that 1 month leave, go to a nice place like Dubai, or it comes en route, or Egypt, or any other place, Turkey or something, and then you spend quality time there before you now go home and then spend the rest of the 15 days with your family and do whatever domestic obligations that you have. Okay, so these are certain things. If someone has not seen Nigeria, not seen Africa, these are some things that one has to keep in mind when one is considering to come here.
Okay, sir. I will just summarize
Yeah.
some of these points. So what Deepak ji has basically brought out is that Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, for that matter, are little different. and there are job opportunities available in Nigeria. It's a very big market, but the, the job is generally, the companies which are offering jobs are generally either owned by Sindhis or some Indians or Lebanese. So these are the uh, kind of companies which are offering jobs. And the culture of, there is no set standard that in Nigeria the work culture is like this. The work culture may vary from company to company. Its owner, it depends on the owner. Besides these, there is another telecom company also in Nigeria, that is Globacom, that also offers a lot of jobs, and is that again is totally driven by the owner, who's a Nigerian himself. Second thing what he brought out is that in Nigeria there are places uh, where there is a lot of scope for work-life balance and entertainment, etc., etc. I have been there. Victoria Island, Lagos is was wonderful. Uh, can beat any other place. And but then there are certain places where there is nothing much. It's just like a village. And then there are countries like Algeria, etc., where you cannot go out, so you are basically confined to your workplace only or the place of residence. And then when you get leave, only then you go out. So I will take it ahead from here, Deepak. There are companies in Nigeria like Dangote is there, Olam is there, so and Glow is there, Indorama is there, and so many other this thing also. There are companies which are into these fisheries and fish. I mean seafood related products also. Then there are uh, oil and petrochemical related businesses are there. Then a lot of businesses were there in even in the beverages sector. Uh, so uh,
Actually,
some of
let,
these, yes, yes,
yeah, let me explain you that the skill domains that are looking for Indian expatriates are top of the domain is actually workforce automation, workplace automation.
okay,
Okay, the next requirement that is coming up in Sub-Saharan Africa is ERP,
right,
and then other important areas where they are looking for expatriates or especially Indian expatriates are recycling, construction, renewable energy, accounts and audit, logistics and procurement, security and administration, technology transfer and technological upgradation. These are the areas where basically, and these are mostly in food and beverages, plastics, construction, and the IT sector. That is where all these requirements actually mostly cover these that the skill. I mean the skill domain requirement for expatriates from Indian origin.
right, right. Very well covered, sir. Very well covered. In fact, it
Yeah,
sums it all. Uh,
yeah.
that what all fields one is. This is for our audience. Deepak ji has already listed down one of the fields which are generally, has requirement of people at the level which you are at. So you can see where you fit in and the kind of jobs one can apply for. We will of course be in touch with you also for any help in this regard. So what about the safety? I will now restrict the talk now to mainly to Nigeria and Ghana and Kenya.
Okay,
Specifically Nigeria, sir. So
okay.
there are places like Sterling Oil is there. I know, you know,
Yeah,
and so since I have had experience of 3 4 years of Nigeria, so I had friends in all these places. So Sterling Oil is one was one this thing, and for that matter, Indorama also has a facility which is in Port Harcourt or something, someplace, some other god forsaken place also, which has totally like a walled city. and everything is inside only. You cannot go out. So, so how is the safety environment otherwise?
See, as far as safety is concerned, Nigeria for Indians is absolutely safe. I don't feel that Nigeria is anyway, unsafe with respect. If you compare, for example, in Delhi, possibly Nigeria will be more safer than Delhi for
Yeah,
Indians.
at
Okay,
least I
so
have
only
at least I have
only
been on
thing is
the
that
road much. Right, right.
one has
Thank you.
to
Go ahead.
understand how to one has to understand how to handle if situation by chance comes to that you are either some armed robber tries to snatch things from you, or you come into that kind of a situation. One has to be trained, and your driver has to be trained. You have to be trained at how to handle it, how to handle a situation when certain things happen. Otherwise, I don't think there is any risk. That kind of risk is there everywhere.
I fully agree, sir. I have been, I've had many late nights in Lagos,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
been driving myself, and it was not anything like that. Trouble, sir, I would request you to keep your video off, please. Uh, so,
No, you have to keep
so
your
one
eyes and ears open, and you have to be aware about the environment. That's all. Only thing that if you know how to handle, I don't think there is any risk.
one thing, Deepak ji,
Anji.
how does now that we have covered that this is the kind of sectors which have jobs. How does a defense officer approach? Uh, you know, how does he search these jobs? I mean,
Sorry.
it's so difficult. How does one does a search job search for Africa?
Correct. Correct. See, basically, now for defense officers, I have just noted down some points that you have to carefully pick your domain, skill domain, that in which or one or two domains that you want to look for a job.
Right.
Okay. And as I said, first of all, you must assess your own capability that okay, I am capable in this particular domain, so I should look for a job in this domain. For example,
Right.
automation or plastic manufacturing or whatever. And then refresh. See, basically, I don't know what is the refresher course that someone who is looking for a job has done, but you have to refresh your skill sets.
Surely,
Okay,
sir.
so that is
They are all go-getters, and before they come out, they generally upskill themselves in many fields. Yes, sir.
like you have already mentioned that do a certification course if possible, and
Sure, sir.
then under how to actively look for a job opportunity. First, now LinkedIn is very popular. Many people look for their scrutinize their candidates through LinkedIn. So everyone must have a LinkedIn account. And then there are agencies that are predominantly operating in Nigeria or Ghana or other lower sub-Saharan African countries. Most of the agencies that are based out of India, there are three countries the agencies are based out of. One is India, the second one is South Africa, and the third is UK. There are only hand few agencies in UK and South Africa, and then there are many in India, and even Indian agencies, they specialize in some countries. For example, there will be possibly 10 or 12 agencies that extensively work in the African requirement.
So, Deepakji, could you send us a list of these
I
agencies
will.
if you
No,
have?
I can do one thing. I will on one-on-one. I will send you contact details of maybe five or
Sure, sir.
six major agencies that
Sure, sir.
are
We
that
will.
are
We
in.
will.
Yeah, yeah, and then I will
So,
also, South African, there are one or two agencies, and then there are agencies based out of UK. But Indian agencies, definitely, I'll send you the contact details. There
sir,
is
we will
one
not
more,
let you. We will not
yeah,
let you
but there
go
is,
scot-free. Sir, just a
yeah,
second, sir.
no,
We will not let
there
you
is
go.
one more very important thing that I would like
Right.
to mention is that, I lost many a job opportunity in the area of HR and administration because I was not knowing French.
Oh, yes. Very
Okay,
valid
so
point, gentlemen.
So, anyone that is, see, basically, if you look at the country-wise requirement, Congo and francophone countries. Then in this also there are two types of countries: anglophone and francophone. You know it very well. So
Yes.
in francophone countries, knowing French, especially in a generalistic kind of domain, for example, admin, HR, security, all the areas, knowing French is very essential, very much. I have lost many job opportunities because I did not know French. And I started learning French, but I could not finish it. So that is why it will take 3 or 4 months, maybe 5 months, someone to know, to understand or and learn working level of French. So it is very,
Sure.
very advisable that, especially fresh people that are just getting out from the army, they should actually do the French course. Simple.
Sure.
And once you know
Very,
French, I think the job opportunity or your employability increases at least fourfold.
absolutely very valid point, gentlemen. It is not a very difficult thing. Just in case you are interested in, looking for Africa as this thing for job. Uh, Knowing French opens so many doors, and I have also lost out on so many. And I have so many times I started learning French, but I did, somehow the will was not there, so couldn't do it. But it's a very valid point, and uh, Deepak ji, we will also not leave you. We will be approaching you also through Value Talks. We have a Telegram channel, and we have a set of CVs with us. Uh, we will whenever there is a job opportunity, I would request you that you on one you can always send to me, and we will circulate in our Telegram channel, and you know
Yeah, not a
uh,
problem. What I will do when I circulate my vacancies to agencies, I can simply just send the JD across to you.
absolutely, sir. That will be really wonderful.
Yeah.
So that is one thing. So, sir, I will not take much time. Before that, you have already given your advice to the defense officers that they should upskill themselves, and they should do the courses. You have also covered in detail what are the sectors which are which are having jobs, and the companies, the kind of companies which are there. So more or less you have covered everything. One major thing which is not yet covered, and which is a
Yeah.
very major point, is the salary, sir. What is
Okay.
the, for a mid senior level
I will
person?
I, I will cover two things. One is salary, the other is cost of living.
Yes.
Okay. So see, basically, again, as far as salary is concerned, it varies so much you cannot believe. Actually, for example, a shift engineer in our group may be drawing, I don't mind exposing it, maybe drawing something like $1,500 savings, whereas a shift engineer in Indorama may be drawing $2,500 savings. And likewise, all the other roles. If it is, if for example, a security manager, if I hire a security manager, possibly I'll not pay him more than say $2,200 savings. In Nigeria, that savings is separate, local salary is separate, and expenditure and local salary and
Yes.
expenditures are given separately. So when it is savings means it is completely net savings potential in India directly. So whereas if you go to a company like Indorama, you will get at least to 1.5 to 1.75 times. Okay. At the same time, let me talk about Sterling Oil. Okay. They have the they have the principle of, we call it 1, 2, 3. Means you hire one person, give him 2% salary, and take 3% work.
Yeah. and
Okay.
and
So
also they don't give. uh, I knew so many people who have been waiting for their salary to be credited. That's also the kind of companies which are there. So one
So
has to
every
be.
day, I at least get one reference from Sterling Oil saying that I am looking for a job.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
I
that is
understand.
that is because, see, they have a 6.5 day working. Okay, so that is one major aspect, that they have a 6.5 day working. They have compulsory bachelor status. In fact, they approached me also. So I said, I'm not here to earn money. I'm here to, I'm now 64. Okay.
So
So So I said, I am now 64 years. So I'm looking for going up to 70 years and retire. And I'm not here to earn money. Extra $1,000 a month doesn't matter to me. It is my, I need to, say for example, I play 1 hour tennis every day. I need to have a place where I play tennis every day. So Sterling Oil,
So,
they were offering me 2 times salary, but I was not interested. See, it is all depends on what you are looking for. Whereas a
so
bachelor, if he's coming to make some extra buck fast, Sterling Oil may suit him.
Deepak ji, let me cover this part and please correct me if I go wrong, because a lot of
Okay.
our viewers are wanting to understand this. If I am way off the mark, please correct me. I won't mind. So,
Okay.
gentlemen, as far as the salary is concerned for the officer cadre who joins there, you know, there are companies who give $5,000 to $6,000 per month. Two, there are companies which are also giving you $10,000 to $12,000 per month. Okay, so this is the kind of range which you have, and the salary can be more also. Plus, the salary which is component which is there in Nigeria is that you get uh, 70% or 60% or 80%, it depends on the company. 80% of salary will be credited here in India in dollars, and 20 or 30 or 40%, depending on the company you are in, is given to you in local currency there. Most of the companies, if you are going at a reasonably okay position, you will get accommodation, you will get transport and driver, and these things are pretty much taken care of. However, there are companies which we mentioned the name. There are companies who don't pay your salary in time, and then you are stuck because you don't get, for first 3 months you don't get the salary, and then you think that you will leave when you get those 3 months salary. So you get 1 month salary there and you are stuck, and then you have to continue because you keep waiting to get out somehow. It's a trap. So please do due diligence. It is very much required. Please do due diligence. Talk to people who have worked in those countries and find out whether the company which you are from which you have got any job offer, etc., or you're applying for, is the right company to join or not. And I personally know so many people who were stuck in the company we discussed. So I think Deepak ji,
I'll
I
just
was
slightly, yeah, I'll
yeah.
slightly correct you. See, for a HOD, okay, for a head of the department, that's you can say mid senior level. For a HOD, the salary, the savings potential will start at not at $5,000, but it will start at about $3,500, and it will go up to about $8,500.
Yeah, the saving potential, yes, you're right.
Yeah, savings potential.
Yes,
Then apart from that, what is given is annual travel to and fro free,
yes.
five $5,000 equivalent in terms of local currency, annual travel to and fro free, medical facilities here in Nigeria free, no other insurance is given usually, and then your maid salary, driver salary, car driver fuel, all these things are given free.
Taken care of. Yes.
Yes, and then apart from that, yeah, that is more or less, this is what is the package. Like this is
So
called
Deepak ji, I will now
expat
open
benefit.
the I
Now,
will
now
now
the
open the
salary part.
question answer.
No, let me just tell you about the salary
Yeah.
part that you mentioned.
Yes.
Usually what happens, because of the fact that the dollar salary, offshore salary is basically given from black market, people prefer to transfer three salaries at once. Okay, and every company in Nigeria will give 3 months salary. Either like for example, in our group what we have is when you complete 6 months, one salary is kept by company. When you complete 1 year, two salaries kept by company. And when you complete 18 months, three salaries are kept by company, provided you properly resign and go. After that, all that three salaries that is retained is given. So
Okay.
this is our company. There are many companies following this practice. Many companies are following the practice that okay, you join first month no salary, second month no salary, third month no salary, 1, 2, 3 months salary is given in the fourth month. That also many companies follow that practice.
I will also cover one more point here, Deepak sir. This is for
Yeah,
the benefit of the audience. Suppose you have
yeah,
gone on a salary of say $8,000, okay, or
yeah,
$10,000 per month. Suppose you have given, and the dollar value at that time was 70, and today it is at 80. So that rise in the net salary, as far as when you translate into Indian money, is
yeah,
always there, and it's generally beneficial. It is the dollar generally
yeah.
rises, so
Yes.
that benefit also you get. So
Yeah, the
Deepakji,
term
now
is always in US dollars.
I will now open question and answer in case they still have some question and answer. So gentlemen, the
Yeah.
question answer session is now open, and you can raise your hands if you have any questions. Do I think now there should not be any question. Most more or less everything has been covered. Okay. So Kamal Kishore.
Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
go ahead.
Mr. Deepak, two quick questions. One is with respect to the family accommodation, and the schooling. How's the schooling? Do we have CBSE schools? Do we have ICSE schools? These two aspects, if you can quickly cover, please.
See,
Thank you.
in Nigeria, we have CBSE curriculum, a school called Indian Language School, which is very famous. The standard is very good. Actually, in fact, in CBSE, those people pass out from the Indian Language School, they score somewhere around, the maximum score, the top range of scoring is somewhere around 95 to 98% in class 10, 12, 10th and 12th. So they good, very good standard school we have, that is in CBSE. Other people put their children either in British curriculum school or American curriculum school.
So Kamal, sir, there is an Indian language school, and then there is a British school, and there is a American school also. Most of the Indians put their children in Indian language school, and let me tell you, the exposure of children out there is much more than what they get. I mean, in terms of the kind of society Nigeria is, that you have music, you have football, and then you study also. Lots of this thing. And I personally know a lot of people who are actually having their children in Indian language. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else having any question?
Yeah, see, that is the beauty of Nigeria. There is no retirement age. As long as you keep yourself fit and healthy, there is no retirement age. But at the same time, if you have some health challenges, it is better to not to venture into Nigeria. If you have, for example, if you're a heart patient and the medical facilities are really poor, but then at the same time, there is no retirement age. You can work as long as you remain fit.
Rajesh Singh.
Sir, very good afternoon, and thank you so much for giving such a beautiful insight, sir. I just want to know one thing, that those who are working in Nigeria or anywhere in the world right now, I came to know that those who are already working, they don't get preference in any other company if they are working somewhere in these countries, sir. Is it right, sir?
I didn't understand the question. He said if he
Uh,
is working in a country, he doesn't get what?
Another opportunities within the
Okay, Deepak
same
sir,
country.
I think I will take on this question because I have worked there and then I have worked in India also. So Rajesh sir, it's not like that. It is the salary expectation which you have, which is not cannot be matched by India. There you may be getting a very good salary, and then you are getting accommodation, you're getting vehicle, you're getting driver, you're getting maid servant, etc. And when you come back, it's a setback. So that is the expectation. However, like I was there in Nigeria, and then I was in Reliance earlier. From there, I went to Nigeria. Then I came back. Then I joined Sterlite Technologies. I joined some other company and group of companies. So it's not like that. If you have, experience,
No, I think
if you have the
I
right
think
skill,
contractually, Manish, let me just get in here.
yeah, yeah,
Contractually,
please.
contractually within Nigeria, there is a non-competency clause in the similar industry.
No, so
Because
his
see,
question was different. His question was different. What he was wanting to ask was, if I have understood it correctly, that once you go out and do jobs in Nigeria, then when you get back, it is very difficult to get a job out here. That is what his question was. Am I right?
Sir, whatever you said is absolutely right. That is one part. The second part is also within the African continent. Also, I'm talking about.
no,
There is
there is
Yeah.
no
some
legal
kind of
binding.
Yeah. So that will, as Deepak ji said, and non-competence clause, if it is there, then in the same sector you may not be able to join a company. I mean, if you are in a telecom
In the
sector,
same country, but another country you can go.
yeah, you can go. It's not there is no this. I hope
understood, sir.
your question have been answered. Anybody else having
Understood,
any
sir.
question, please? Uh, Anant Beef.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So you covered a lot of sectors where scope for jobs and vacancies available. Anything to do with the aviation sector in these countries?
Aviation, please be specific.
So I wouldn't say flying jobs, but say in operations, in aerodrome management, etc.
No, there are private, actually in the airline domain, most of the players are based out of South Africa. So
Right.
either ground job or flying job or whatever, most of these jobs are based out of South Africa. Even in fact, the Nigerian all the space also is managed and dominated by employers from South Africa.
Right.
So I have not, Anand sir, I have, Deepak ji, as he rightly brought up, this mainly South Africa place. Though I have seen as people flying in Nigeria, one or two, very few.
So the flying jobs, of course, I mean, as a pilot, you will get a job in some airline. Or what I'm keen on, say, operations management, the flight safety.
No, those are basically based out of South. I mean, South African companies control this. So
Okay, sir.
flying jobs, I have seen one or two, that too, but not.
Not
As
too
Deepak ji brought out, it is South African companies who are controlling this particular sector. Captain Vipul Choudhary.
much.
Sir,
Thank you, sir.
I just have a request to make that those members who are not a part of our Telegram group may kindly join the Telegram group so that all the future talks can be. We'll be sending the notifications there.
Another one.
No, sir. Thank you so much. It has been clarified. I'll go through this that clause what you mentioned, sir. I need that clarification on that.
Right. So, Harinder Singh.
Yes, sir. I have one question actually. This is related to automotive or automotive ancillary industries.
Oh, very good industry.
Actually, automotive, this is good presence in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Lot of scope because of the population, and everyone loves the automobile. Even the barber that comes to the house to cut hair, he or she would like to always come in a Mercedes.
Yeah, so that is a part of hardcore automotive industry, like
Yeah.
vehicle manufacturing and all. My question is specifically to automotive ancillaries that like their tier one supplier who are supplying child parts or BOP parts to them.
No, see,
Yeah.
basically
So
this country, this is
Imports.
all refurbished vehicle country.
mhm.
All the vehicles that come here, they are all refurbished from Canada, US, and UK.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is why if you are talking about fresh supply as ancillary to the automotive manufacturing company, the scope here is nil.
So this was my question. You perfectly replied my question. So chances of
So, Haranda sir, basically what happens is that since it's a majorly a second-hand vehicle market,
Mhm,
there is nothing manufactured there as far as automobile is concerned.
mhm,
It's totally import-oriented country. Everything is imported, and they have a market.
mhm. Okay, I got my answer. I think. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So, gentlemen, please join our WhatsApp group, our Telegram channel, and our YouTube channel. We have many useful videos already uploaded there. Now that we don't have any other question, all is left is to thank uh, Deepak ji. Deepak sir, thank you so much for sparing your time. It was really wonderful interacting with you, and you gave a lot of genuine and advice and total deep insight into the African job market. And we are really grateful to you for sparing your time. Thank you so much.
It was my pleasure.
And
It was my pleasure interacting with the group of this kind of a, stature.
thank you so much, sir. And we will wait. Please, you can send those agencies' names to
I
me,
will. I will do that.
and
I'll
and
do that.
and we will keep troubling you in future also for
Yeah.
similar session
Sure.
whenever you can take out your time, sir. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. And
Thank you.
thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much for sparing your time. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And please do like the videos which are there. Spread the word in your circle, your family and friends. All the links are given in the chat box. Please, thank you so much. And gentlemen, I will again request, making these videos, arranging, coordinating with these speakers, etc., takes a lot of time. And we are trying our best to get maximum number of people from various industries, and so that you people can uh, have a better transition than what I had, or what Vipul had, or for that matter. So please subscribe and please spread the word. Please give wide publicity. There are very, very valuable information which are there in those videos. Please do like this. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for ladies and gentlemen, for joining today. I'm really grateful and humbled that you could spare your time. Thank you so much. Jai.